What's going on, guys? So in this video, we're going to be working on the Dodge Challenger SRT Hellcat behind me. So this car has come a long way. If you guys haven't seen all the videos already, this car had a transmission failure and the car caught on fire. So we spent a bunch of time going through the car, cleaning it all up. We degreased it, sandblasted it, sanded it, prepped it, primed it, painted it, and it is looking better than ever. So this is the current status of the car. We got our K-member back in, our front suspension. We are converting the car to electric power steering, so I'm gonna keep you guys up to date on how that goes. And we got our fenders on, clean up our wheels. We even got our calipers looking all fresh in the last episode, so a lot of progress on that. But what we wanna do now is I want to still be able to move this thing around in the shop. The engine's over there and I still got to go through the engine, but being able to move this out of the way while we work on other projects is essential. I can't steer it right now because the steering column isn't connected, and in order to put the steering column in, I have to put the dash frame in order to put the dash frame in and not have to take it out again. I have to put all the insulation in, the HVAC box, our wiring. So I want to get that done in this video for you guys and for myself. That way I can push it around still and move it around without it being stuck in my way. So first things first, let me show you guys some of the parts we've got. So here's a few essential pieces that we're going to be doing today. So this is the big mat that goes on the firewall. It serves for a few different purposes. It's insulation for both heat and for noise. So we're going to put that in, and that has to go in before anything so we can run our wiring. And you'll see here, it's really interesting. It's got all these eyelets on it. So everything is spaced out accordingly with these eyelets. So that's what I'm saying. I can't put anything in the car till that goes in. And then a couple of things. We've got the HVAC box here because ours was completely melted. And I picked up a power cable because the previous one, even though it's there, let me show it to you guys. It sounds like one of those glow sticks. You guys ever have one of those glow sticks where you have to snap it to get it to start glowing? Listen to this. I don't know if you guys can hear that crackling. Listen. Does not sound good, because when this car caught on fire, it short-circuited, so that is not very good. I want to replace it, so it's not that hard to replace. We'll just pull it through. And there's also some wiring we've got to repair. Most of our connectors are good, but there was a few right here. Probably have maybe a dozen or so wires that we have to redo on the chassis harness. So rather than replacing the whole chassis harness, it's just this one pigtail, and we'll put that on. Apparently I didn't hit record, but I just pulled it out the back. Not too bad at all. Just have to disconnect it from the fuse box, pop that lid off, and off she goes. Feed it up through there into the back seat. All right, so our new positive is routed in, and we're gonna go ahead and put it on the firewall where it goes in the factory location. So we'll put this guy back on. This is the pass through here, and then we'll mount this back on here. Okay, so that's on. Let's go ahead and put that firewall mat in here. Okay, so the mat is roughly in place, and this is what I was mentioning. So now I can put our engine harness through here, and I have to put the engine harness before I put our HVAC box, because once you put the HVAC box, you can't get to your engine harness. So it's like a whole chain of events here. But anyways, let's go ahead and get that engine harness in the bay. I'm pretty excited about that as well. Hey, check it out. Dennis came over and we got a bunch of stuff done. It only took us like 10 minutes, and we got the engine bay wiring harness, passed it through the firewall. We've got our HVAC box in here, and now we got to decide what we want to do next. We can put the dash in, but there's a couple of these drainage tubes for our sunroof, and I just realized they're going to be a royal pain in the butt to do later, but I think I'll still be able to get access to over here to put them in. I just maybe won't put the BCM in, and I might have to remove the parking brake later to do that part of it. But before we do that, a couple more small things. I'm gonna put in our pedal assembly. That hole right there is for our transmission override to put it into neutral. And then I think there's a boot that I can probably put in on our steering column. So I'm gonna do that stuff, and then we'll be on to some cool stuff. Might have a steering column in a bit. All right, here we go. Brake booster. So that'll go in there. That's right. Don't scratch that paint, Dennis. Slaved over that paint. Got our pedal box here. You need me to guide it, or are you good?
Yeah, I'm just trying to get it in line without scratching a beautiful paint job.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Hey, there we go. All right, now I need some nuts. I got 2 pedals. Woo, it's getting exciting. Okay, there we go, boys. Check it out. Okay, so I don't know where I last finished this video off, but we've got the boot in for the steering column, brake pedals mounted, gas pedals mounted.
Making childish sounds with the gas pedal.
Yeah, zing zing. I think that was our last little clip. And then Dennis is over there starting to get that one plug, that harness that's missing. He's about to put that on. But we've got the dashboard, so I ended up picking up a complete dash assembly since the other one was roasted. So this one's got the harness, the frame, all that. So once I get this in, then we can hopefully put the steering column in. So let's get her in. It's gonna suck.
What?
So this is gonna suck.
Just rest it down and then jump over the hump.
No wonder these cars are so heavy. It's all on the dash. Alright. You want me to rest it, or you
Nope,
okay?
I'm good.
You're okay?
Yep. So close.
Are you already in?
Almost.
I feel like I'm like way off.
I got my hook in.
Hold on. Back up. Or I'll just back up.
You want to take it off the hook?
No, you're good. Just this thing has to go in. Deal with that. There it is.
Like butter.
Okay. It's actually just chilling there, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right, so dash is in, you guys. That looks pretty good. We kind of ran out of a lot more room than I anticipated, so we'll see how that all works out. I don't know. I think you can still probably get the BCM in and out. Probably just won't be as fun. So that has to be obviously connected, but those rain gutter things, yeah, we'll have to figure out what the deal is with that, because it looks like it's not going to be fun to put in with a dash, but whatever. We got a dash. All right, so what I'm doing right now is I got another steering column, and this is the original one, because this bushing was all melted, and there's no way to get this sleeve off of here. It's like permanently on here, and it's pinched at the end, like it's kind of got like a little crushed section on it. So what I'm doing is this one, I'm transferring over all my motors, because this one was missing all the motors and stuff on it. So all my tilt steering functions, I'm transferring it to this one, and then I can put the column in. Okay, so the motors are on. Let's put it in the column in the car. All right, it's the next day, you guys, and Dennis didn't do this, so I'm having to do it myself. So I've got all sorts of wiring diagrams out, pin outs, because we are going from, and I don't know if I've probably said this already, but the engine harness is from a red eye, because obviously the original one is cooked, and that one is going to give us more options, just so down the road if we want to put like the inner chiller and stuff in there, we could potentially do it. I don't know if anybody's ever done that, but that is that. I'm using the original harness from the chassis, like the car though. I don't have the other one. So I got all this spaghetti here labeled out, and there's some stuff that's on the red eye harness that's not on this harness, obviously. Like the red eye has 2 fuel pumps. This body harness only had ever 1 fuel pump, so there's some special extra wiring for that stuff and a few other things. I guess the 2017 cars, they are wired for a manual transmission, because all these yellow ones that are hanging out over here that I've tagged are all like, you know, clutch input and reverse signal and all that kind of stuff that would come from a manual transmission, but we don't need that, and it doesn't even exist on the red eye side. So that's what I'm dealing with. And then there's some colors that are even the same as others. I know a lot of people's heads are probably spinning right now, but for example, where is it? I don't know if you guys will be able to see it. This one's a beige with an orange, and there's 2 of them. There's another beige with an orange, so I'm having to identify which one. So you can hear my meter beeping. That's the one that I need to connect, and then I have to make it go to the correct pin. So this is taking a lot longer than I wanted, but once this is done, then things should motor pretty fast. So let me finish this. Okay, so I've got all of our wires soldered, heat shrinks through here, and then I've got my wires labeled that are additional. So these are for the secondary fuel pump when we decide to eventually do that, and then these are for just a clutch pedal. So this is all the manual transmission stuff that we're never going to use, but anyways, I labeled it so it's there. So I'm going to wrap all this up back to factory standards, and then we will be able to put that in. All right, so our harness is all wrapped up just like factory. And now we can go ahead. We got 5 million things to plug in, and half of it I'm probably not going to plug in, but I want to plug a lot of this stuff in and see if we get any action. We don't have an engine, and I also need to get a engine wiring harness. We only have the engine bay harness, but let's get all the stuff situated, start plugging some stuff in, see what happens. All right, so the audio on my camera decided to cut out for a while, so let me explain what I'm doing. So here I installed the BCM and the body wiring harness on the passenger side. Here I am installing the wiring harness that connects to the dash on the driver's side and plugging all those connectors in so we can get things fired up. Here I am plugging in the door harness to our driver's side door. And then I started to install our center console. So just putting it and getting it fitted here. And then I ended up getting another center console. The other one was over there, you saw right there, but it was a little bit charred. Here's the actual original 8.4 Uconnect screen from the car. It's looks like it might be okay, but you can see there it's got a little bit of brown to it, and it's also got some stuff stuck to it. You can see here I installed it in the vehicle and still got a couple little globs on it that I might be able to pick off, but there it is installed. Here's our center console all plugged in. I put the steering wheel on and also put in the original gauge clusters. That's the original gauge cluster from the car. It actually looks half decent, and it's plugged in. And then we got our fuse box over here, but the power comes through there and it goes through the fender. So to supply this power and fuse box here, you have to connect it down here. You guys saw we ran that cable. So I gotta fasten this and connect those two. And then now it's connected. So I tightened that up. So we've got power all the way from the back of the vehicle. And then here's the battery that was in the car, but it is completely dead. All right, guys, so my audio cut out for the last remainder, so I had to narrate what I was doing there. But anyways, we've got pretty much everything plugged in that needs to be plugged in to at least key this thing on. But I need to get a battery. I haven't picked up a battery because I didn't think we would get this far this quick. But the battery that was with it got short-circuited, and we need to get a new battery. Because when this thing had its incident, essentially the power wire ended up shorting out and it completely drained that battery. So that battery's done. So I'm gonna go ahead and get a battery, and as much as I want to key this on, we're gonna have to wait till the next episode when I get a battery, because I want to get this footage out for you guys. But I'm gonna keep telling you guys, we have our website up, so if you guys are interested, even the shirt I'm wearing here is live on the website, so head over to shopboosted.com. You can pick yourself up a shirt. We've got a bunch of different designs for you. Also, we've got some parts over there, so if you need an HID kit or some throttle bodies, we've got all kinds of stuff. And we also offer consultations, so if you guys are HEMI swapping anything, even if you have a general problem or issue with your vehicle and you need some assistance, I can help remotely. Or if you want to Hellcat swap your vehicle, I also offer that. Either way, I got your back. Let's get some stuff done, and we'll see you guys on the next video.